But now to Bendigo, gentlemen, and we start with the Golden Mile. Let's take a look at Munamek. This horse just keeps on going. Nick Ryan doesn't train him, just does a bit of walking and trains him on the course when he wins races.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think he's having his... He took 1 month off. He took September off, but this will be his 12th start for the campaign.
Extraordinary.
And he's holding his form, if not improving, with each run. He's won his last 2 starts over a mile by a fair margin. Slow tempo, fast tempo. He just keeps getting the job done, and I think he'll get the job done again, Matty.
He had a shock beat Munamek last time. He's had a bit of a break to freshen up for this.
I just worry about hit a shock at the mile.
Yeah,
I think
same.
1400 metres sees him out. Lammy, would you say?
Yeah,
like he's
I
so
agree.
good at 14, and then he gets to the 1450, and you think, hang on.
I think he's had 5 starts over 1600. He might have pinched 1, but he hasn't placed in the other 4. So yeah, he's suspect at the mile, I reckon.
Just Folk was okay first up. Would prefer a lot of sting out of the ground.
Yeah, soft 6 as we record, but there doesn't look to be any more rain, so I might even get back into the good range. I thought Just Folk was pretty good first up. I mean, he was a $41 chance. He probably wasn't expected to finish as close as he did. Second up record is ordinary on paper, 5 starts for 1 placing, but just get the feeling he's been set for this, locally trained. 3 starts at Bendigo have all been really good. Won the Seymour Cup, strangely enough, at Bendigo last spring, which is a listed race, so I've got him as the main danger to Munamek.
All right, well, let's finish off your top 3 then.
Yep, Munamek on top. I think he just wins again. Good draw, low weight. He's staying down in the weight, 54.5. Just Folk for second, and I've got here to Shock for third, but I think it is a 2-horse race.
Shark?
I think there's really good speed in this race, so I'm looking for those that'll be finishing off over the top of them. I think Munamek's, you're obvious, in great winning form. Wet or dry, it doesn't matter. He's drawn well. I think he'll win again. Just Folks, the danger set for this, and there's one at a bit of odds here, another one, number 10. Really good win first up. He's not a bad horse, this. He's somewhat underrated in the market here. Old mate Danny Beasley taking the ride. Bit of a blast from the past.
Well, I've got Munamek on top as well. I've got Inspirational Girl, the former Western Australian, to run second. The time to back her as second up. 5 starts for 4 wins there. I think way over the odds at around the $20. Is a group horse on her day, and Just Folk to run in for third. So pretty similar there, all gone for Munamek to win again. Let's go to the Gold Rush for the 2-year-olds. A few non-starters here, of the or first starters I should say. Of the horses we've seen, Croatian Bell, 2 good wins and then had a crack at the Magic Millions.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with, well, not the problem, but my knock on Croatian Bell is that those 2 wins were in very small fields. I think 5 horses and 6 horses, and she lobbed just behind the leaders each time and enjoyed a perfect run in transit. Bit of a different setup here from barrier 11. I'm just not sure where she gets to in the run. So that's my only knock, but I do think the race brigade is the way to go here, Matty. She's
All Shenanigans won here and then was placed in a listed race in Adelaide.
Yeah, and that listed race form is pretty good, with Show Royale going and winning a good race, and also Bossy Nick coming out and winning last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, bolted in.
At Flemington.
Yep.
So the form is very strong. You'd have to give her a great chance.
Where'd you land for your top 3?
I'm with Croatian Bell. I think drawing wide's an advantage for this filly. She can just get a bit sort of keen when she's restrained or when she gets cluttered up, so she won't have any of those problems from out there in a wide gate. Magic Madonna loved its first up run, finishing off really hard last time at Sandown Hillside behind what looks to be a nice filly sort of for the spring as a 3-year-old, and She's All Shenanigans in next best.
Lemmy?
I'm going with She's All Shenanigans. I just think it probably leads barrier 5 with Linda Meach in the saddle, whereas Croatian Bell will be giving that horse a start. Might run it down anyway, but I just think at the prices, She's All Shenanigans on top. Elphinstone, the debutant, has jumped out quite well, won its latest jump out over 900, so I've got it in for third.
I've got similar numbers. I've got Croatian Bell on top from She's All Shenanigans, and Elphinstone of the unraced the best, as James mentioned. All right, let's get to your best bets and your value bet at Bendigo.
Yep, best bet goes around in race 6, number 1, Queen Air. She's got 6 kilos more than her opposition, but I think she absolutely deserves that weight. She's an 82 rated, taking on horses rated in the low 60s, so looks to have a massive class edge. 4th up, 2200 looks perfect. I think she'll be winning. Next best, Munamek, for the reasons outlined earlier. And the value, race 2, number 7, Savvy Sovereign. $16 hope. We're getting around $5 a place. I think a really nice 1x3 play. 7 starts this prep, 3 wins, 2 placings, and had genuine excuses in the 2 misses. So yeah, Savvy Sovereign, 2 from 2 at 1300 as well.
Sure.
I'm with Life Lessons as my best, Maddie. Race 5, number 4. She's second up here. First up, sat wide over 1400 in a Group 3 race at Flemington. She kept staying on. I really liked the last little bit of her race. She was probably entitled to get a bit tired and drop out. She ran second to Nugget last preparation. So I think that form's good enough in a small mares race. Race 7, number 13, Lethal Thoughts in the Bendigo Guineas. Look, he's $20 odd, but again, he was wide last start and stayed on well late. He is a much better horse than his form suggests, and he's drawn in. Lammy, I think he can outrun his odds.
My best bet is Queen Air, same as James, and I've already mentioned Inspirational Girl at around the 20-1 mark is my best value. All right, that's Bendigo looked at. We'll be back to, well, James, you can have a short break. You can come back and have a look at the quaddie at Bendigo, but we're going to look at two brilliant races next, and that's Sydney, and that's the Doncaster and the TJ Smith.
If you're in love with racing, then you'll love the new betting brand for racing fans. With exclusive markets, promotions, insights, and content. That's better. Chances are you're about to lose.